So today we're gonna install these Savage Performance gauges. So that one is water temperature, oil temperature, and oil pressure is pretty common. And so the plan is to put those gauges on the factory gauge port and then move all of the factory gauge port to the A pillar. So it kind of looks really factory and OEM, but it's gonna be sick. So the whole thing is pretty straightforward. You need this oil sandwich plate, and then you put this in between the oil filter and Teflon tape, right? So you put all the sensors into these screws, right? And then you put Teflon tapes over it, and then you get a good seal. Pretty much, really the harder thing is to run the wire through the firewall into the cabin, but we're gonna figure that out. It's not gonna be that hard. So yeah, let's get started. So the car is all checked up, and we have to take out the under tray, so that's what we're gonna do now. So what's going on right here is that is the oil pressure,
and that's the temperature.
Yeah, that is oil temperature, and you just put Teflon tape on there.
That's the power of the money if you buy good gauges. They got fucking plugs on it.
Yep. I'll show you guys YouTube magic. It's magic of YouTube. The under tray is gone, and you can see the oil filter is right there. So we're gonna take that out. So I was gonna do the oil filter, but it was still a bit hot, so we're just gonna take an interior part first. We just did that off camera because easier. The whole center console unit has been taken out, and we're just gonna take in all the 3 factory gauges out.
Be careful, there was 2 bolts, 2 screws right there.
So
if
yeah,
you don't remove it and just pull it, and you'll get a fucked center console easy.
Yeah, you break the plastic. That's one clip, and then there's another clip. So onto those 2 clips, and 1 clip up top right there. Alright guys, I've just taken out the oil filter. With putting on these sandwich plate, you will need this fitting. So this part is gonna screw on the part where the oil filter usually screw on. So this goes on that part, and then the oil filter will screw on this, and then the sandwich plate will sit in between. But before you're putting this on, you always want to put oil on these O-rings, so that will prevent them leaking. The oil filter is back on, and the sandwich plate is all tightened down, and all we need to do now is to connect the wire and then run it back into the cabin. And Alan just done the gauges in the interior. What we're doing right now is to melt the plastic, and then making the plastic sticking onto the faceboard.
KTM. I don't wanna get all the plastic off, otherwise you're gonna get a fucked soldering iron. They're all good to go now.
They look sick.
Except the big gap from there.
Oh yeah, you can see the gap from there, but I mean, if you're sitting in the driver's seat, you probably won't be able to see it.
Yeah, nobody gonna notice it.
Yeah.
So shut the back on.
I'll give you guys a bit of update. So I found this really cool. So these are the buttons, like remote control, and so you guys know that at the back of the gauges, like there are buttons for like different color and different settings and stuff. So once you put the gauges in there, you can't really reach those buttons anymore. Yeah, this design is pretty much extending that button. We decided just to put it in here, and then we just draw 3 holes right there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You guys can see all the buttons are butted down, and pretty much all the wires are plugged in as well. So pretty much it's just power wire and signal wire. All the power wire will connect to each gauges, like they'll be in series, and then you just need 1 power source and 1 signal wire for the ACC, and each gauge will have the oil temp, the oil pressure, those signal wire, so pretty straightforward. And right now the hardest part is like running the wire through the firewall, which is what we're gonna do now. Alright guys, time to give you a bit of update. So the wire was all mounted, zip tied to the factory line. So we decided to use, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but you can see there is that factory boot, whatever thing, I don't know what you call it, but that's pretty much all the wire, where all the wire going through. There's another one on the passenger side, but that's kind of a pain because the wire have to run through to the passenger side and then all the way back to driver's side. So that's why we decided to do it on the harder side. But yeah, so what we did is we just used a screwdriver to poke it through the boot, and then on the other side you will see, obviously you have to take the panel off, but on this side, if you put your hand all the way up there, right like this, you will be able to feel the rubber boot. And then that's what we did. We just taped the wire on the end of this extension, and then we poked it through. While somebody is pushing, I'm pulling at the same time. So that's how we got the wire through. So yeah, I don't know, but with the 350Z and G35, there ain't really many points you can get a wire through the firewall. But yeah, this is one of it, and hope this will help you guys out. But yeah, definitely not easy, but it's definitely doable. So with that being said, we're just gonna get the rest of the wire through the firewall and then mount it up to the gauge, and then I'll show you guys the result. Alright guys, it's probably been like 3 hours since the last clip. So as you guys can see, all the gauges right here, they're working. And for some reason we did get the slip and VDC lights, so it's probably something we didn't connect, so we're gonna look into that, but everything else is working fine, as you guys can see. But yeah, this looks so damn good. It's been a while since the last clip, so now the gauge, everything is working. The problem was there was one of the plug behind the AC module that was not plugged. I don't know, my dumbass didn't plug that. Everything is working perfect now. So everything looks sick, as you guys can see. Temperature right there, water 53. The oil temp, oil PSI. So yeah, also you can see the fitment in the factory gauge pot, it's perfect. It does require a tiny bit of modifying, but definitely doable. And yeah. Alright, that'll be it for this video guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.